First of all, thanks for participating in our interview today. So, can you introduce something about yourself?
My name is Ali. I am 34 years old and I am from Canada and I am a nurse in Canada.
Okay, and you?
And I'm Julie, we're cousins. I'm also from Canada and I teach grade 8 science, math, and basic French.
Oh, okay. So, can you please tell me how is the environmental situation in your country, Canada? In general?
In general, I think most people would say that it's okay because Canada is very beautiful. There's a lot of space and not so many people, so you don't see a lot of the issues. They're not easy to see like in some other places. But there are definitely issues, the same issues as everywhere else. It's just maybe not as pronounced because it's not as serious as other places in the world. So things like our lakes and rivers becoming contaminated with chemicals or toxins, pollution, air pollution, maybe again not as much in other places.
Maybe talk slower.
Oh, sorry, I'll let you continue because I don't want to say anything.
No, it's okay.
No, go for it. No, because I'm going to start getting into the next question.
Yeah, so I think the environment in Canada, we try to keep everything as clean as we can, and we have like garbage bins like outside, so that if people are outside they can throw their garbage in the garbage bin instead of throwing it on the ground. And we have basically all the garbage gets taken to one area in the city. We call it the dump, and all the garbage goes there, and then they dispose of it, and so that the garbage isn't sitting around for everybody to see.
What is the biggest environmental problem which your country has to face?
I think everyone or most people will tell you something different because it's more of an opinion. I personally think that we rely too heavily on oil, and we have what we call the tar sands in Canada, where we extract oil from the earth, from the tar, from the sands, and it's a really huge area that pollutes the air enormously. And I just think we need to start seeking other alternatives to oil, like solar and wind energy, rather than oil. I think that's the biggest concern.
I don't really know what the biggest issue is, but one of the issues is that all the garbage that we take from everybody, we need somewhere to put it, and then so we put it just into the ground, and then the ground gets contaminated, and then we lose also areas to put it. So we maybe need to come up with a better solution of what we can do with all the garbage, opposed to just dumping it in one area of the country, of the cities. We try to do recycling, but there's a lot of people that don't, and there's just always going to be waste, always going to be things that we have to
It
figure
is
out.
the first time you come to Hazan, right?
Yes.
So what do you think about the environment in Hazan?
I think it's very beautiful. Everything that we saw was so naturally beautiful. We have so many good resources and just natural beauty, and people living off the land and enjoying everything that they can get from the land. But besides that, there were a lot of areas where there was lots of garbage everywhere along the road, and that obviously takes away from the beauty. When there was a couple places that we stopped because it was so pretty along the river and things like that, where there was just garbage everywhere. So that obviously takes away from the beauty because you're seeing garbage all over the ground. But otherwise, it was really beautiful.
So could you give us some recommendations of solutions to prevent environmental problems?
I have a lot of ideas, but at first I'd just like to say I think that because your country, in comparison to Canada anyway, is so small, with so many more people, it's actually a really difficult problem, because even if you're producing the same amount of garbage per person as we are, you have less place to put it. So we see it everywhere more than we see it. We have more places to hide it in Canada. So it's not to say that you're producing more garbage than we are. It's just the situation is different. So that makes it really difficult because you don't have any areas like we do to keep it. I think also part of the problem is that we're talking about lots of people here live off the land, they grow their own food and have their own animals, which is amazing, then they produce less garbage. But all the garbage we're seeing is like plastic bottles and wrappers. So I think it'd be one solution or one idea would be to encourage people not to buy so many plastic products that has so much packaging. Everything that we buy is individually packaged. One thing is in a package. So you buy a bag of something, but there's 30 little bags inside, and that just produces more waste. So less packaging and encouraging people maybe not to buy so many packaged and plastic goods.
Oh, you mean education method?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I think also to have maybe, I don't know what your system is for garbage disposal or garbage removal here, but if there were even areas along the roads, like along the highway every once in a while, or even at areas where a lot of people stop to take pictures, or good like viewing areas, if there was garbage cans. So cans that people, if they had garbage, instead of throwing it on the ground, that they could put it in the garbage can, and then somebody comes by every day or every week or whatever and picks up all that garbage from the can, so that it's not sitting all over the ground.
Okay.
So things like that, where there's just better ways to dispose so that it's not just everywhere.
Okay.